10 NFL players who need a fresh start ASAP. We're back here again with TPS. This is going to be something good. I feel it. Yo, what's up, Swag? You already know what time it is, man. It's your boy, KL, a.k.a. KL Swag. Back here with a video, man. Think I'm going to like this one. This one might be good. A fresh start. Check it out.
It's painful watching a really good player waste away on a not-so-good team. Whether it's a mismatch with management, coaching staff, or just a bad fit on a team, there are plenty of reasons that players should probably be shipped elsewhere so they can maximize their potential.
Damn. Back here again with TPS.
Sometimes in the NFL, a fresh start is all that's needed for a player to rejuvenate his career and reach a Pro Bowl level.
Kill Harry, oh my
I've seen
gosh.
it happen many times.
Terrible.
Whether it was Randy Moss turning into an unstoppable force once again once he escaped Oakland for Foxborough, or Ryan Tannehill turning into a Pro Bowl quarterback with 3 straight postseason appearances in Tennessee after seemingly being thrown to the wayside by the Dolphins. There are certain players who just need a little change of scenery to give their career a jolt. Here are 10 players in particular who could really use a fresh start somewhere else. Saquon Barkley. The New York Giants spent the number 2 selection of the 2018 draft on Barkley.
That's true.
That alone may prompt the front office to decide it's a necessity to keep Barkley around long term. But realistically, the new regime is way better off starting with a fresh slate. Barkley has been hampered by injuries over the last 2 years, and the Giants can't hang on to him just
because the Giants line is terrible.
4 years ago. And even if Barkley has a monster 2022 season, what next? Do the Giants make the mistake of overpaying for a running back only to see that contract become a burden in a year or two? We've already seen it happen with guys like Todd Gurley, Le'Veon Bell, and Ezekiel Elliott. Barkley can certainly still be great, but it just feels like he needs to go to a championship contending team that will happily build a large part of their offense around him. The Giants are in shambles and aren't about to escape this lengthy rebuilding phase. The best bet is for the Giants to simply trade Barkley now and rebuild the offense the way Joe Shane and Ryan Dable envisioned it. Even if Barkley gets off to a scorching start in 2022,
hopefully not.
Men can trade him for
they need him.
Capital ahead of the deadline. Moving on from
he's like the Christian McCaffrey.
And the 2018 Offensive Rookie of the Year should be keen on the idea of competing elsewhere on a team with a steady O-line and an actual shot at the Super Bowl. Ezekiel Elliott.
Whoa.
We're at the point where if Zeke didn't have such a massive contract, Tony Pollard would have unsuited him as the lead running back in Dallas by now. But the Cowboys are stuck with Ezekiel Elliott's 6-year, $90 million contract for at least 1 more year.
A lot of money.
The contract means they can't realistically get out of it until after the 2022 season. Unless the Cowboys can find a taker in the trade market. The 2-time rushing champion is seemingly past his prime and will not be a top 5 rusher anymore. Yes,
what?
In 2021 with
I think he still got it in him.
10 touchdowns after a disappointing 2020 season. But 1,000 yards in a 17-game season isn't exactly eye-popping these days. The 58.9 rushing yards per game Zeke averaged in 2021 marked the lowest average of his career. We aren't here to say that Elliott is totally washed, but it's clear that he isn't the guy in Dallas.
I think he's still like that, bro.
Runs through Dak Prescott in the passing game. Elliott would benefit from a fresh start on a team like the Baltimore Ravens, who have been known to run the ball effectively with multiple backs in their rotation. There's practically zero chance that Elliott will finish his contract with the Cowboys. I think we can all agree that both sides would benefit greatly from a fresh start. Frank Clark.
I like Elliott, though.
Surprised to see the Kansas City Chiefs bring Frank Clark back on a restructured deal. His production has been awfully inconsistent, KC, and Clark hasn't played anywhere close to earning the mega contract they handed him in 2019. The Chiefs' defense was pretty underwhelming in 2021, and the lack of pass rushers outside of Chris Jones...
Was he going crazy with the 49ers, I think?
4.5 sacks last season. 1 year after...
Did he play for the 49ers? I think he did.
Drafted Purdue defensive end George Karlaftis in round 1, giving them that much-needed outside rusher to complement Jones. Clark will get one more chance to buy himself a long-term future in KC, but to us, the writing's on the wall. Clark isn't the alpha pass rusher in KC the way he was during his time with the Seattle Seahawks.
He played for the Seattle Seahawks. I thought he played for
a team in need of another pass rusher like the New England Patriots, Baltimore Ravens.
Bro, I thought he played for 49ers too.
Moisture without weighing them down. Superior strength. Fabulous fragrance. Cherry blossom by Glad.
Ravens since
I
the
thought-
49ers are
I'm not gonna lie, bro. I'm kind of stuck, bro. I thought he played for the 49ers. Let me know down below in the comments. I thought he did, though.
Cincinnati Bengals, but it's just not working out in KC anymore, and both sides should realize this sooner rather than later. Denzel Mims. The New York Jets drafted the former Baylor wideout with the number 59 selection in 2020, but it's become quite evident that things aren't going to work out here. New York hoped that the big 6'3", 207-pound target would emerge as Sam Darnold's go-to receiver. Mims was limited to 9 games as a rookie and posted a lackluster stat line of 23 receptions, 357 yards, and 0 touchdowns.
Yeah, I don't see much of him, bro.
Panthers and drafted Zach Wilson with the number 2 selection in 2021.
That boy
But
Zach.
the QB change did nothing to help Mims, who finished with a mere 8 receptions for 133 yards in 11 games. New York drafted Ohio State wideout Garrett Wilson with the number 10 selection in this year's draft. So
I really want to see if
Zach
he's going to
Wilson
go
has
crazy
Wilson,
this year.
Braxton Berrios, the promising Elijah Moore, and veteran Corey Davis as his go-to pass catchers. Mims just hasn't cut it in New York, and it's clear that both sides would benefit from a fresh start. The Jets have a crowded receiver room, so Mims would be better off joining a team that's lacking depth at wideout and also has an elite QB that could actually make the most of his talents. The Green Bay
Damn.
Packers, Kansas City Chiefs, and Dallas Cowboys could all use him as a red zone weapon, for instance. The bottom line is that Mims should be granted a change of scenery at some point before the conclusion of the 2022 season.
Wow.
Jalen Rager. It's hard to comprehend the Philadelphia
Damn.
Eagles' decision
I ain't
to
gonna lie, bro. I don't really like
Jalen
Jalen Rager
Rager,
like
highly
that.
touted and current
He made my boy
Minnesota
Jalen Hurts look
superstar
bad,
Justin
bro.
Jefferson. But anyway, it's not just that Jefferson is one of the game's elite receivers now. It's also that Rager hasn't made an impact in the Philly offense.
He hasn't, bro. Haven't did
Touching
anything.
just 64 catches for 695 yards and 3 TDs through his first 2 seasons. The Eagles stopped waiting around for Rager by trading for Tennessee Titans young phenom A.J. Brown. He and Devontae Smith should be a top-tier pass-catching duo for many years to come.
Why do
And
Devontae
we
Smith got that arm thing?
Star tight end Dallas Goedert yet. Philly GM Howie Roseman may as well deal away.
He get
with
surgery or
a
something?
round pick or another younger player that has failed to reach expectations. Bottom line is, Rager needs a fresh start with an offense that will actually find a way to get him involved. And at this point, the Eagles may as well take whatever they can get for him. Cleveland Farrell.
Damn.
Everyone knew the Oakland Raiders reached big time.
I heard of
with their
him.
Product at number 4 overall in 2019. Fast forward 3 years later, and yeah, sure enough, the Raiders have nothing but regrets over the draft selection. The Raiders passed on a handful of.
Haven't been
future
doing much
players
lately,
in
bro.
favor of Farrell. Guys like Devin White, Josh Allen, Jeffrey Simmons, and Brian Burns. That hurts, but there's no changing the past. Not only is Farrell being non-impactful as a Raider, but he hasn't even grown into a consistent starter. Farrell played 66% of the team's defensive snaps in games he suited up for in 2019, 64% in 2020, and just 24% in 2021.
Damn.
Flash, GM Dave Ziegler and head coach Josh McDaniels weren't here when the Raiders made the Farrell selection. They don't owe him anything at this point. The Raiders
Damn.
and Brass need to cut their losses ASAP and either trade or waive Farrell. You can't keep a guy around just because he was a high draft pick, especially
Wow.
when it was the previous regime that drafted him. Farrell hasn't gotten anything going in 3 years. There is no sense in crossing
Damn.
your fingers and hoping the 4th year is the charm. N'Keal Harry. We know New England Patriots fans are sick of hearing about the fact that they drafted
Before we even get into this, bro. Piss me off, bro. Piss me off, bro. N'Keal Harry. You are trash, bro. Cam Newton saying that you straight and you good and this and that. You piss me off. Belichick got you. Instead of getting A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, but we got your ass. And you did nothing. Damn, this is a damn shame.
Harry over Deebo Samuel, A.J. Brown, DK Metcalf, Deontay Johnson, and Terry McLaurin. But too bad. Here's another reminder.
Debo too. Debo too.
Number 32 pick of the 2019 draft simply has not cut it in Foxborough. Through 3 seasons, Harry compiled just 57 receptions for 598 yards and 4 touchdowns. That is simply not enough for a big target who's listed at 6'4" and 225 pounds. Honestly,
What?
it's pretty surprising that Bill Belichick has held on to Harry this long. Considering that he requested a trade in the 2021 offseason, the Patriots have enough depth at receiver in Kendrick Bourne, Nelson Aguilar, Devontae Parker, Jacoby Myers, and rookie Tyquan Thornton. That's before we mention tight ends Hunter Henry and Jonnu Smith. So, yeah, the Patriots really don't need Harry at this point. Salvaging a mid or late round pick for him before he leaves in 2023 free agency is a no-brainer at this point. And maybe, just maybe, Harry will fulfill his potential with a fresh start on a new team. Kevin Murray, the Los Angeles Chargers selection of Murray at number 23 overall in 2020 made plenty of sense at the time. Linebacker was a pressing need, and Murray initially looked like a capable long-term solution. But Murray really didn't.
That don't make no sense, bro. That's crazy. All these receivers that we could have got way before they killed Harry, bro. That's crazy. Wow, that's crazy.
At a woeful 34.0. The Chargers upgraded the linebacker position by acquiring
That's crazy, bro.
Player of the Year Khalil Mack from the Chicago Bears. Austin Johnson, Kyle Van Noy, and Sebastian Joseph Day were all added in free agency to shore up the front seven as well. So Murray is very.
I thought he was nice though. I thought he was doing his thing.
And let us remind you that head coach Brandon Staley was not in LA when the Bolts picked Murray. With Mack and all those newbies in the fold, you have to think it's a sign that he's tired of waiting for the former first rounder to come along. Then again, Murray is still young and could still develop into a reliable above-average starter. It's just gonna have to happen on a different team from the looks of it.
Damn.
Becton. It only took less than 2 years for Becton to find himself on thin ice in Gotham.
I heard about him, but I didn't hear much about him.
Offensive tackle, 11th overall in 2010. And Becton played admirably as a rookie, earning a 74.4 grade from Pro Football Focus. The penalties and sack numbers are high, but that's usually the case for rookie offensive linemen. Becton missed all but one game in 2021 due to a serious knee injury. And trade rumors began to surface with Becton amid speculation that New York was unhappy with his weight and conditioning. New York then used one of their 2021 first-rounders guard Elijah Vera Tucker, and reliable veteran Laken Tomlinson was picked up in free agency. The O-line looked to be in solid shape going forward, so maybe the Jets don't need Becton after all. Time will only tell where they go with this.
Damn.
The fact that the Jets were already discontent with Becton after one full season is, well, typical New York Jets dysfunction. For Becton's sake, maybe he's better off getting a fresh start and playing on a more competitive team with a competent front office.
Wow.
Calvin Ridley. Ridley missed most of the 2021 season after stepping away to focus on his mental health.
I figured they were going to say Calvin Ridley.
Suspended him for the entire 2022 campaign after it was discovered that he was losing bets on NFL games. That suspension felt like a confirmation that the Falcons won't be keeping Ridley beyond 2022. They even used the number 8 pick in the draft on Drake London, a strong indicator that they're prepared to move forward without their 2018 first-round pick. It's very obvious that Ridley would benefit from a change of scenery at this point. After his suspension, the Falcons should do the right thing and send him to another team. He's a Pro Bowl level talent who could
he's nice.
Anywhere, really. And he should still be able to get Atlanta an intriguing package of draft picks in a trade. Atlanta has their new number 1 wideout in London. Not to mention superstar.
We don't see a Drake London like that.
They can get by without Ridley, who more than deserves the opportunity to start afresh in the next chapter of his career. But which other NFL players
we gonna see
a fresh start ASAP?
We gonna see.
Just in the comment section below.
We gonna see if he gonna be there, bro. If Calvin Ridley gonna be there, if Drake London gonna contribute to the Atlanta Falcons. They're trash anyway, though. Love you guys. See you guys next video.